Today we're going to make a fresh fruit flan with a shortcrust pastry and a fresh crème pâtissière and then fresh fruit. I'm going to show you how to do a flan gel for glazing at home. Simple ingredients. So we're starting off with unsalted butter, caster sugar, egg and flour for our tart. Then for crème pâtissière we need full cream milk, cream, caster sugar, egg yolks, whole eggs, corn flour, and I've added a bit of vanilla paste. White chocolate on the base to make sure that it doesn't go soggy. Today I've used fresh fruit. I've got strawberries, blueberries and kiwifruit, but you can use any. And my flan glaze, I've got gelatin sheets, mineral water and caster sugar. So I'm going to pop my sugar in. I've got a flat beater. So we only want to mix the sugar and the butter till it's just mixed. So it's just going together. And so now I'm going to add my egg in. I'm going to let the egg just mix for a minute. Stop it. You can see that the eggs only just combined. I've still got some slight bits of butter in there, which is fine, and then I'm going to add my flour. Okay, so I'm going to bring that together slowly. You can see. Okay, and that's ready. So now we can block it out. So we've got our dough out of the mixer. You can see that it's not fully formed, which is great, which is exactly what we need. Okay. So you push it down with the heel of your pan to give it a square shape. I'm going to pop it in with some baking paper. So lift it up very carefully, okay, fold it through and pop it into the pinch. You can use plastic as well or a bag. So we're going to bring our pastry back now from the fridge. I'm going to grab a little bit of flour. We're going to grab a pastry tin and a brush, and we're going to lightly give it an oil. Now make sure you get into all the sides of the tin. I'm using a tin that can actually have its base removed, which is much easier to take out. And then I've got the same thing. So remembering what I need to do now is I need to roll out my pastry. So it's about 3 millimetre thick. Okay, they've got that nice square still. So start from the middle, roll out, start from the middle and roll back, start from the middle, roll to the side, and start from the middle and roll the side. And it's nice and even. So I get my pastry by brush roller, roll it up and pop it on. Okay. Make sure now that you bring it right in so you don't actually lose too much of the pastry integrity. So this is where it's really important to use your thumb, this part of your thumb, to actually bring the pastry in at the side. And bring it all the way. Now, use the other part of your thumb here to go all the way along to push it into the flutes. So, you get a brush, either use your rolling pin or you can get a knife, and then we're actually going to cut the pastry off so that you get a nice even top. So now we're going to mark it. So we're going to make our pastry cream. So I've got some corn flour, the thickening. And when you're using corn flour, it's really important to have a bit of sugar. So I'm going to put half the sugar and mix it. And I'm going to put a little bit of milk in. And now I'm going to add my eggs and egg yolk. So you can see now I've got my pan, and I'm going to add my milk to it. And I'm going to add my cream, and then I'm going to add my half sugar. I'm going to bring it to a boil, So you can see that it's come to the boil now. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla essence. Right? So I use a vanilla bean extract. So the extract's great because I don't have to worry about having beans floating around. Okay, so you've got your eggs. So now I'm going to add my hot milk to it. Okay. Okay, so remember that's got the corn flour in it already. I've mixed that up. I'm going to put this back on the stove on a low heat. I'm going to add that back in. And now I need to bring that back to the simmer. So it's ready now. I've let it sit. It's been simmering for 1 to 2 minutes. Really thick and nice. It's got no lumps in it. It's continuous stirring until it actually thickens up. Okay. So now I'm actually going to add that to a bowl so that we can cool it down. And I'm going to put paper on with the capuche, and that's to stop her from skinning. So we're now going to, we've got melted chocolate. So I haven't melted it fully, okay? Like there's still little lumps in there, which is great. Going to add a little bit of oil to it, just make it spreadable, just a fresh olive oil. Okay. And that just makes it pliable so we can add it to the fruit tart. So that's it. Okay, so I'm going to add a thin layer of chocolate. So my crème pâtissière is ready. I'm going to take the paper off. Okay, I'm going to give it a stir just to make sure that it's nice and even in texture and temperature. Now at this stage, if you wanted to, you can add some cream to make it a lighter texture. Don't pop that in. So you can see those nice black spots of my vanilla bean paste. So we're going to move on to our flan gel. So I've got some cold water. I haven't measured it. You don't need to measure it. And I'm now going to put gelatin leaves in it, okay? So I'm just going to stick it in half. Okay. And they'll actually bloom, which means that they'll actually sit in the water and get soft. And then I'll squeeze that out and pop that in to make my gel. So I'm going to move over here, okay? So I've got my water in a pan. Okay, I'm going to pop the sugar in. I'm going to pop it on. I'm going to let that dissolve. I just give that a little bit of a stir. Now gelatin shouldn't go in above 50 degrees. So as soon as it's you've let this one get nice and melted, take it off the heat and cool it, and then add your gelatin when it gets to 50 degrees. So the water's cool, okay? So I'm going to add some gelatin in. I'm going to melt it, and I'm going to let that almost set, okay? So it'll become thick, and as soon as it becomes thick, I can actually put it over my fruit. Okay, that's ready to go.